Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started.
And off we go here on Sunday Night Primetime.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. Commanding the offense will be the highly touted USC product, Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Now it's Darnold. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 7. On the toss to Charbonnet.
They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
We're scoreless after 1. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Off of play action, Darnold.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Darnold now to throw.
Open man is Barner, the tight end.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. And Darnold just beating the play clock.
He'll try to pick it up himself. And Darnold going to slide to the ground here, but not before he does pick up the first down.
Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Here's Walker.
And he stopped immediately there. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's Darnold. And it's caught. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Trying to finish off this opening drive from the 3. This is 3rd and goal. To throw is Darnold. Touchdown, Seahawks. Cooper Kupp, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Well, that drive felt like it took up an eternity. We finally have some action on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but plenty of action prior to, because that drive took up all the first quarter before we spilled into the second, and finally, points were registered.
On the other sideline, they're chomping at the bit just to get the football. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Seahawks 7.
A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And it ends with Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of the touchdown pass.
After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
But Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hurts. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, 69 yards.
And the Eagles are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half. There's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, whether they want to let their return guy touch it.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays.
And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose.
Darnold from the gun.
They'll get this complete to the tight end Barner.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
That's a good start to the ball game. Maybe a little bit of a tone setter offensively. They come out throwing right away, and it's an early completion and a quick first down.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Back to throw, Darnold. That'll be caught by Cup.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold.
On the slant, here's Smith-Njigba.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. To the air again, Darnold. Oh, good footwork on the spin.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
That's good.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
This to the sideline and over everybody, incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
Myers' kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They'll throw now on the final play.
That one downfield for Dotson.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
So halftime now here on Sunday night primetime. Let's get it to Scott Hanson in Orlando with our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hanson, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going? They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him, and he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And they just did not get the snap away in time.
Delay of game, offense.
So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Throwing is Hurts.
This will be caught by Brown. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He'll try and do this himself.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
That's good for an Eagles first down. First and goal.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. He's able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Touchdown, Eagles!
Devontae Smith on the receiving end from Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles put together a 4th quarter drive to take the lead. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
And Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
And the pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here.
They'll get this one to Cobb complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
It's a gain of 9.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Here's Darnold. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Seahawks.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
First down, Seattle.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Over the middle, it's complete.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
Here comes 2nd down. And now a handoff to Charbonnet.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
This goes to the tight end, Aaron Sauber. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
That's another Seahawks 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. Darnold to throw. That'll be taken in by Shaheed.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Eagles' 19-yard line.
Here's 2nd down. Darnold.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Here's Darnold.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Now Darnold.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal.
Now it's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here it is, 4th and goal.
4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
CD, that was an all-or-nothing drive to win this football game, and they rose to the occasion to take the lead here in the waning moments.
And how about how they got it done? No timeouts left. They take it downfield, execute perfectly, and get it done. Now they don't leave their opponent with a heck of a lot of time on the clock.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Hurts and the Eagles now.
Down 17-14, 20 seconds to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And the connection not there. Incomplete. Just 14 seconds down to the final couple of plays here.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. He's got a man. Complete. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here's first down.
Barkley, inside handoff. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And with 4 seconds remaining, they will call the timeout. So just enough of a cushion there to bring on the field goal unit and try to send this one to the extra session. So a big kick coming now for Jake Elliott. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines, but then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sideline?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, you're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them in bounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late.
So it's the Seahawks who are going to get the first crack at things. They'll possess it to start things off here in overtime. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
At their own 28-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. The shotgun snap for Darnold. Throwing middle, and it's complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Darnold now to throw. That throw right side here going to be incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
It's a gain of 16 yards. That's good for a Seahawks first down. A gain of 16
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Back-to-back completions, and that puts them in enemy territory.
And we're always looking for that elusive term, momentum, aren't we? And I think they're building it with the back-to-back completions. Now they feel like they can either take a shot or continue to build it the way that they're doing now. Safe throws, get it to their playmakers, and see what happens.
Darnold. Open man is Barner, the tight end. Fifth catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
They'll run the toss to Walker. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
On the tackle. A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 41-yard line.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. To throw is Darnold. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they need 5 yards on 3rd down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Now Darnold. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
2-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here, 20-17. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously a touchdown will win it.
Now we're going to get a timeout with 5 seconds left here in overtime.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
Here's Hurts to throw. That one downfield for Dotson.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball, and if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
I cannot imagine how these players and coaches feel, Charles, because my palms sweating up here in the booth now as we go to the third drive of overtime. And as we know from here on out, any points win this football game.
I'll throw you a towel as well, partner. I've got one for myself, but let's face it, our nerves, our pressure, nothing compared to what's going on that field. Both of the field goal kickers active here early. Can one of them become the hero and end this thing?
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Now it's Darnold. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Overtime with 2 minutes to play. We are in sudden death, but still all tied up.
Straight ahead, Walker.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They've had some success here in overtime with this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to them.
Back to Walker on first down.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. He covered a lot of ground, great blocking, and now they can sniff that end zone.
They certainly can, and because of that run, maybe you come back and fake it to him on this play and throw a little play action. Someone should break wide open.
And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It'll be their second and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. So now this one will rest on the right foot of Jason Myers. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good. And they have won it here in double overtime.
And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
Oh, the trip home, so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full of confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Philadelphia, good night, everybody.